All right, gather around, children. Now, I've been researching this one for a little bit, trying to figure out how to do it in one video. That's not a thing. So we're going to do it in two. Round-faced history guy! Bro, I just got the video started. What? What are we doing? Thank you so much for asking. Today we're going to talk about an ass whooping that only America can give. We're going to talk about the Gulf War. All right, quick bit of backstory. 1980s, Iraq and Iran go to war. Why did they go to war?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Fair point. The war lasted for 8 years and concluded in 1988. Now, Iraq is under the leadership of Saddam Hussein. Now, during the Iraq-Iran war, Iraq ran out of money. Kuwait then financially backed Saddam Hussein the entire time. No, I think I'm just going to keep that name. So fast forward a little bit, the war ends. This is where Operation Praying Mantis comes in. You see, Iraq had a weak navy. Fourth largest army in the world, weak navy. So Iran wiped out Iraq's navy and then started blowing up Iraqi oil tankers. Kuwait comes in out of left field and is like, hey, listen, so we financially backed Iraq this whole time and we want our money back. So now insert shameless self-promotion here. I did a video on Operation Praying Mantis, so I'm not going to go any further into it. Go watch it. However, after all is said and done, Kuwait shows up on Saddam Hussein's doorstep and is like Stewie Griffin.
Well, it's got my money.
Now, there's some other conflicts going on with Kuwait. You see, Iraq believes that Kuwait is slant drilling into one of their oil fields, specifically the Rumlia oil field. Now, this is potentially a problem. So Iraq now super pissed off because Kuwait's taking their oil and they owe Kuwait a butt ton of money, sits down to figure out how to handle this problem. Now, I can only imagine it went something like this. Habibi, listen, hear me out. They're taking our oil and we owe them a butt ton of money. So let's take out the oil rigs. That's not a bad plan, Habibi. However, we still owe them a butt ton of money. So let's just take them over in general. You mean like invade the country? Why not? I love this plan. I'm excited to be part of it. Let's do it. Insert Ghostbusters quote here. So on August 2nd, 1990, the fourth largest army in the world invades Kuwait. Now, Iraq's army at this time has roughly 955,000 troops with the ability to put it up to 2 million. Kuwait, right around 20,000. Slightly lopsided odds there. Iraq has the country in 2 days. Saddam Hussein then installs a puppet government. Basically, it was a group of people that he put in power that he controlled until he can put somebody else in. A governor, which ends up being his cousin, Ali Hassan Ahmadjad. They then call Kuwait their 19th district. So Iraq is part of something called the Arab League. This is a group of 22 Arab countries that join together similar to the UN. However, I find it more like the Arab Justice League. Wonder which one of those countries are Batman. Iraq is also tight with the Soviet Union. Now, Saddam Hussein is kind of banking that the Arab League and the USSR is going to back him, which they don't. So now the entire Western world is staring at Iraq. Now, the Arab League realize this is something they really can't handle. So they go and tell the UN. And within hours of Kuwait's invasion, the UN passes Resolution 660, condemning the invasion of Kuwait and demanding Iraq's immediate withdrawal. Now, because Iraq is part of the Arab League, they opposed the withdrawal from Kuwait. So did Libya. While not a member of the Arab League, the PLO got on their side too. The PLO is the Palestinian Liberation Organization under Yasser Arafat. If you lived through the 90s, these names should sound familiar. On August 6th, the UN approves Resolution 661, which puts sanctions on Iraq. The UN also passed Resolution 665. To enforce the sanctions, the UN allowed a naval blockade. And we all know what happened next. See, now at this time, the U.S. was kind of indecisive at the moment. And the country is under the leadership of, hang on, let me check my notes. Oh, that's right, freaking George H.W. Bush. See, now a lot of the other UN countries want to go solve this problem. However, the U.S. is like, I really kind of don't care. This sounds like a whole lot of not my problem. In steps good old Maggie Thatcher. Now I'm going to paraphrase this a bit. She pointed out that in the 1930s, we kind of did the same thing. We were indecisive and considered it a European conflict, which led to World War II. So basically, stop being a bitch, get your big girl pants on, and let's solve the problem. That was enough to convince good old GB to get involved. He then insisted on a total Iraqi withdrawal from Kuwait. Now on August 12th, Sad Man Insane came back. He said, that's fine, but we're going to withdraw everything simultaneously. This is essentially him protecting his homies. Every occupied territory is going to be withdrawn from simultaneously. Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. Effectively, this erased Israel. To which the world went, piss off. Fast forward a little bit to November 29th, 1990. The UN Security Council then passes Resolution 678. This gives Iraq until January 15th, 1991 to get out of Kuwait. Or they're going to have to face the wrath of the coalition. Now, the coalition is a group of 42 countries that have committed to military action against Iraq. See, one of the major concerns in this is that Iraq won't stop. They're right on Saudi Arabia's doorstep, and that they would then invade Saudi Arabia for oil, which would then give Iraq control of a fifth of the world's oil. That's a problem. And this is the start of Operation Desert Shield. It officially started on August 7th, 1990. This was the buildup of military assets in the area. Specifically, the U.S. dispatched troops to Saudi Arabia at the request of King Fayed. The U.S. also dispatched 2 naval battle groups. The battle group of the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower and the USS Independence. But we didn't stop there. We also sent the Missouri and the Wisconsin there. Nothing says show of force like the Iowa-class battleships. And Japan wanted to help, but their battleship, the Yamato, was a coral reef. The U.S. also sent 48 F-15s. Those were for air patrols of the Kuwait-Saudi-Iraqi border. Another 36 F-15s were then sent from Germany as well. The New York Air National Guard and the South Carolina Air National Guard were called up. They were deployed with their F-16s. And the military buildup continued. Eventually, the coalition put about, 500,000 troops. Well, just a little over 500,000 troops in the area. And during this time, the military conducted exercises. Show the flag. This included the USS Midway, 15 other ships, 1,100 aircraft, and 1,000 Marines. Round-faced history, dude! Yeah. Who was in charge of all of this? Oh, thank you so much for asking. The man they put in charge was none other than the man, the myth, the legend, General Stormin Norman Schwarzkopf. This dude was a savage. He actually went on national television on a press conference and, paraphrasing it down, said Saddam Hussein's an idiot and doesn't know what he's doing. And this leads up to January 15th. And I'll leave it off there till tomorrow. And with that being said, thanks for watching. The best way to support me is to like, comment, or share on my videos. TikTokHistoryTeacher.com. You can link over to the merch store, Discord, Vibe, PEMF Device, or Vibe, VNS Device. You can also link over to my YouTube and Patreon. And with that being said, be nice, be kind, be patient.